Hi there, I'm Stephen Ryan, president and founder of ConveYour, and in this video I'm going to walk through our new feature called Automations. So Automations lets you build out things like adaptive learning, where you could have people go through a different course depending on how they answered or finished a prior course. You can schedule text messages, automate syncing to your CRM or LMS or some other platform, and do a whole lot of other really important, neat stuff. Okay, so let's start with what this replaces. So actually, we've had automations in the system for quite some time, and the way we've done automation is through this concept of what's called a group trigger. So groups in ConveYour are dynamic, meaning they're basically just subsets, saved searches of your entire list of contacts. And so we are actually able to create groups like everyone who scored over X amount of points in a course, or everyone who replied to a text message in the last 7 days. And because they're dynamic, we can then do automations where once someone matches that condition, that group, we release to them something else. We do something else on their behalf. Okay? And so we did that prior with group triggers. So you would go in and you click group triggers here, and you would set up automations for the group. We could schedule them for a specific day, or we could do this concept of do this when someone matches the group. Okay, so they're very powerful. One problem with them is that this group trigger concept was that they were buried inside the groups. So it wasn't very easy to see when certain ones were going to release. And it just made it difficult to really understand the full landscape of all the automations that you've set up and that your team has set up. So what we did is we extracted this concept of group triggers and we made it a first-class citizen in the system called automations. So now automations, which if you don't have in your account, you can reach out to us and ask for beta access. Now automations is on the main menu and it looks like this. And so what you're seeing on the left-hand side is a menu for you to look at, filter all of your automations down to that type of automation. So if I want to just look at the automations I've set up for sending text message, I can do that. And then I can go through this and look at the different automations I've created. And here are the different jobs to be done, right? So sending text messages, emails, adding or removing people from campaigns, completely deleting contacts if you wanted to, add or remove tags, send a webhook, so you could send data about an individual contact when they match a condition to, say, Zapier or your own custom systems, and do some other really cool nerdy stuff. Okay, so let's look at sending a text message. So I'll just hit new automation, and then it gives me an option to pick the type of automation I want. I'll pick send text message, and then I'll give it a name that makes sense to me. So I'm going to say announcement of webinar, okay? And then I'll pick my group. So again, we're going back to looking at the groups we already have, like this, and I can filter them now so I can pick the group I want. So I'll say Rhino or Ryan, and that's just me, okay? I could also just create a group in line right now. So I'll click create new group, and I could do, let's make a new Ryan. Okay, now that I've created my group, I'm going to go ahead and set up when I want this to start. And in the section here, I can select a specific release date, when I should start running this automation. I can set when the time of day it should start running. And then I can even set up different time zones depending on the automation. And that's really helpful if you're working with different groups of people in different time zones and you don't want to have to think about which time zone it is to release. Okay, next we have this opportunity to set up how we should let this automation run. So either we can run it once for all the contacts that match the group right now, and then allow it to continue running for any subsequent new matches in that group for a few days if we wanted to, or we could run it indefinitely, meaning anytime somebody matches the group that you created, matches the conditions, we will automatically pick up that person and send out this text message. So this is really powerful. If you think about being able to set up groups that monitor the behavior of your people based off, say, a course that they went to, how they answered a specific poll question in a lesson, anything, okay? You can create that very powerful condition, and then you can release and push out new content based off of that. So this is what we're getting into personalized training, right? Where you're doing adaptive learning. So now I'm going to pick that. I'm going to click run once for current context and group, and all added context until automation is paused or stopped. And then I'll come in here and I'll make a text message. All right, next I'm going to hit review, and it'll let me see kind of a short list of the people that will be affected by this automation. I can see exactly when it's going to release, relative and absolute, and I'm going to go ahead and hit launch. It's matching one person. Notice we show you exactly how many people it'll match, and we'll hit launch. All right, now I've launched my text message, and you can see here I have these different statuses. I have scheduled and live. So as you add more automations, you'll see draft, scheduled, live, and finished. Once an automation is finished and it can no longer send, you'll see it here in the finished section. All right. So this is automations. It's very simple to use. It makes creating powerful engagements really easy, and we're excited for you to all use it. Thank you.